The Stoics say, you teach people how to treat you. If I had understood that sooner, I would have set boundaries long before I burned myself just to keep others warm. I learned this the hard way. In fact, much later in life than I care to admit. For a long time, I thought being good meant you'd be rewarded with goodness. I was wrong. I thought peace meant that if I gave other people peace, I would get peace in return. Again, I was wrong. When we give too much of ourselves away to people who only know how to take, we lose ourselves somewhere in between. This has happened to me more times than I can remember. And that's why today, I want to use the lens of ancient wisdom to share a few insights that finally opened my eyes. Insights into why good people are often so disrespected, and how you can finally break that cycle, protect your space, and hopefully learn to say no without feeling guilty. First insight. If you keep giving past the point where it hurts you, you're not being kind, you're abandoning yourself. And nowhere do we see this more clearly than with money. This is where so many good people get used, myself included. The Stoic philosopher, Epictetus, taught a profound lesson. We suffer more from our own expectations than from other people's actions. Someone comes to you and asks for a small amount of money. They promise they'll give it back to you with profit. You want to be helpful, so you give it to them. But then, silence. You don't hear a single word about your money being returned. But the next time they reach out, they don't apologize. Instead, they dangle a massive dream in front of you. They tell you about a major new project, an opportunity that will bring huge returns. They promise they will pay you back double. But first, they just need you to pay for their driving license because the project requires them to move around. And because of your good heart, you put yourself in their shoes. So, you submit. You pay for the license. And what happens next? The next time you hear from them, they have the license. Wow. But there's another big problem. And because you've already brought them so far, you feel like you can't let them down now. Just this one last time. Now, they need a car. They need to stand on their own. So they try to persuade you that you can't back out. They expect you to help buy it. This loop never ends. When someone asks you for money for a license and then a car, your good heart doesn't see a manipulator. Your good heart sees a human being who is just about to succeed. You tell yourself, if I just give them this one last push, they'll finally make it. But what you're actually doing is burning your own financial house down and expecting their promises to keep you home. To stop being nice to everyone means accepting this hard truth. You have to stop expecting a bottomless pit to suddenly say, I have taken enough. You must stop looking at their potential and start looking at their pattern. That was just a metaphor. No one actually asked me to buy them a vehicle, but I've dealt with truly outrageous requests on this journey. Some I just shake my head in disbelief, but my true turning point came when I found myself in a season of lack. Natural givers carry a quiet pride. They don't like to bother or ask people for help. They mostly suffer quietly. When I struggled, I stayed silent, but takers have an instinct. They know exactly when the well is running dry. And the moment you can no longer produce for them, they shift. Suddenly, my phone, which used to ring nonstop, began to breathe. It felt completely silent for months. In fact, there were days I'd stare at it and wonder whether it had turned off by mistake. But no, the phone was working perfectly. I simply had nothing left to offer. The ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus famously taught that change is the only constant in life. Nothing stays the same forever. Eventually, my season also changed, and like clockwork, the phone started ringing. Suddenly, the very same people returned, showering me with endless compliments. It was a cold, sad realization that really hurt me. I used to have a colleague who had a very bad heart. She genuinely despised people. She would never share a single thing, but she always took from others, especially from new, young colleagues who didn't know any better. She was a gossiper, a bully, someone who would borrow your things and never return them, or return them back completely broken. She just had a heavy, bad soul. But somehow, people quietly feared her. What does that tell us about human nature? It tells us that when a bad heart meets a group of people who lack boundaries, the bad heart wins. People didn't just stay quiet because they respected her. They stayed quiet because they were afraid of her sting. And by staying quiet, by trying to be nice and avoid conflict, they gave her total permission to rule the room. Being good to everyone often just invites disrespect. Because when the world realizes that you have a big heart and a problem of saying no, you aren't just a helpful friend anymore. You become an easy target. They will actually start recommending you to other takers. When they hear someone else has a massive problem, instead of minding their own business, they say, "Oh, I think I know someone who will help you with that." They'll even give the stranger a blueprint on how to handle you. "Oh, by the way, don't mention that I sent you. Just pretend." Suddenly, you're a resource to be traded. People actually forget that you also have feelings. The rest, you'll handle on your own. The second reason good people get used is because of their own good heart. You have a deep belief that because you're a decent human being, other people simply won't let you down. Spoiler alert, they will. Good people always go the extra mile to save others. When someone asks you for a favor that you cannot immediately meet, but because you never want to let anyone down, you don't distantiate yourself. Instead, you say, "I'll see what I'll do." To you, that's just a polite pause, but to the takers, you have already committed yourself. Right there and then, you have sold out your own peace of mind. From that moment on, they'll consume your life. They'll call you the first thing in the morning, 10 times throughout the day, and one last reminder at night. Before you even get back to your own house, they're already standing at your door, acting as if their entire life depends entirely on you. So, out of peer exertion and guilt, you step in. You take them to another person you know. And because that person respects you, they agree to help your friend. Now you're stuck as the middleman. You have attached your own name, your own reputation, and your own relationships to a burden that was never yours to carry. Marcus Aurelius once warned us, observe what is actually happening, not what you wish was happening. The truth you're avoiding is this: you aren't being their savior, you're being their shield. By stepping in to solve a problem that you couldn't afford to take on, you didn't just give away your time. You let someone walk into your peace and rearrange it. The third reason good people get used is often just fear in disguise. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote a striking truth about human nature. He observed that we protect our money and our property fiercely, but when it comes to our time and our energy, we allow anyone to walk right in and steal it. You already noted that this doesn't come from kindness alone. It comes from some kind of fear. Many good people are often that generous because they're afraid of conflict, afraid of hurting other people's feelings, or even afraid of losing people who don't mind losing them. Think about how this shows up in your neighborhood. You have a neighbor who is always busy. There's always an urgent errand or a sudden plan. And for some reason, they always leave their responsibilities on your doorstep. Because your kids play together, you become the automatic and paid babysitter every time they go out on dates. Sometimes this takes up your entire long weekend. They never think to bring over a packet of milk or say a meaningful thank you. All you get is, "I don't know how my life would be without you. One day, I'll pay you back. Forget it." Meanwhile, you've spent your precious days off completely exhausted, running around and taking care of the household, while they enjoy their freedom. But here's the real wake-up call. The one single day you have an emergency, this one day you need flexibility, they don't return the favor. Instead, they set a strict deadline for you. They'll tell you, "If you aren't back by this exact hour, we have a problem." Seneca warns that when we live like this, we are letting other people live our lives for us. When you say yes to a demanding neighbor, out of fear of looking mean, you're saying no to your own rest. You're saying no to your own children's space, and you keep shutting the door on your needs so they can walk in. Stopping being nice to everyone starts with understanding that no is a complete sentence. A sentence you're allowed to say and mean with no regrets, no explanations. It took me ages to learn that. I practiced it, but it truly wasn't easy. Every time someone asks for a favor, I remembered my boundaries only after I'd already said yes. Then one day, someone asked me something so unreasonable, it shocked me. It was 10 times more than I could even offer. It actually made me feel so uncomfortable, but I was also trying to figure out how I could help them fix it. And they kept pushing until I started losing sleep. One morning, I woke up and my phone was full of messages. So I said to myself, "No, bring this to an end." And so I asked them to try get that help somewhere else. I felt a bit bad because I knew that I hadn't even tried. But later that day, I started feeling like I was born again. Such a relief. And surprisingly, they took it well. They even replied, "Okay, my friend, And there I was again, feeling guilty. But I never heard from them again after 20 plus years of what I used to think was a good friendship. But here's the twist, saying no became so much easier. The fourth point is perhaps the most uncomfortable reason of all. Good people get disrespected because their kindness is mistaken for weakness. When you are calm, patient, and accommodating, insecure people assume they can push your boundaries without consequences. Imagine a workplace. There's an employee who always helps others. They never raise their voice. They consistently deliver good work. Instead of appreciating them, a few colleagues start dumping extra tasks on their desk. They speak over them in meetings. Others even take credit for their ideas. This happens because people who lack self-awareness will always test the limits of someone who seems too nice to fight back. But the Stoics have a different view of calmness. Marcus Aurelius taught that true gentleness and composure are not signs of submission. They're signs of immense internal power. He wrote that getting angry or giving in are both forms of weakness. But a calm mind is like a house built on a rock. Nothing knocks it down. Being good should actually never be a problem. But the problem is how some people behave when they've observed you and know that you won't easily retaliate. They mistake your peace for access and permission. The Stoic way out of this trap is simple. You must show them that your calm is a choice, not a lack of options. You don't need to yell or to match their toxic energy. You just need to draw an unyielding line in the sand. You don't break the circle by only becoming cold. You break it by becoming completely clear. If you're a good person who is tired of being used, this is your turning point. We must adopt 3 rules of engagement and ancient wisdom to guide your daily steps. Rule number 1, the policy of the first refusal. The next time someone asks you for a favor, a loan, or your weekend, do not say yes immediately. Give yourself a 24-hour buffer. Tell them, let me look at my schedule and I'll get back to you. This simple pause breaks the automatic instinct to please. It gives you quiet space to look into your internal sanctuary and ask yourself if you actually have extras or the energy to give. If you say yes to them, what are you saying no to in your own life? That money you are giving out, the money you already know you will never see back, how useful could it be in your own life? Those weekends that you spend babysitting for others, what could you do with that time on your own? Is it worth it every time you choose to please someone else? But most importantly, does that person respect you in any way? Rule number 2, expect the reaction. When you start setting boundaries, the people who use your compliance will change their tactic. They will act hard, they'll use guilt, they'll call you selfish, and they'll gossip about you behind your back. Remember what we established earlier. Their anger is a confession, not your failure. You cannot control their reaction. What you can control is your position. Expect to lose a few friends along the way, but remember this, you aren't being selfish. You're finally becoming your own guardian. Rule number 3, trade potential for reality. Stop funding people's futures based on who you hope they'll become. Look at what they are doing right now. If they have a history of not paying you back, they will not pay you back this time. If they have a history of exploiting your time, they'll exploit it again and again. Love people for who they are, but protect yourself for who they are not. By practicing these steps, you stop wandering through the world begging for approval from people who disrespect your time, money, and peace of mind. You're protecting your inner peace. You're allowed to keep your wallet closed. You're allowed to stay home on a long weekend and rest. If this video brought a quiet clarity to your mind today, settle in, subscribe, and let's keep walking this path together. Leave a comment below if you've ever had to stop being nice just to protect your soul. I'd love to read your story. May your mind stay quiet wherever life